So apparently Antifa is now a terrorist organization in the state of New Jersey, which I can kind of see because Antifa does have a reputation for being violent. But I don't think that the state of New Jersey is going to maybe put the alt-right on a terrorist watch list or investigate it in any way, shape, or fucking form. Which I think is bullshit. Because, as we saw, the alt-right, the fucking white supremacists in Charlottesville, they have proven themselves to be violent. You know, for fuck's sakes, they killed a woman and wounded 19 other fucking people. And as a result of their bullshit, 2 fucking police officers fucking died. So, but I'm sure they won't be. I typed on their website, I typed alt-right into their search engine on the fucking website for the state of New Jersey, Office of Homeland Security and Preparedness. Nothing came up. Which doesn't surprise me in the goddamn least. So I'm just going to read the page for Antifa on the State of New Jersey Office of Homeland Security and Preparedness website, because it's kind of interesting, and there are things that they should know that they don't obviously know or don't care. So they are technically an anarchist extremist group, and this page is from June 12th of this year, 2017, and the 2 tags are counterterrorism and domestic. So it's like, are they anti-terrorist and thus not? Anyway, this is in bold, what I'm about to read. Anti-fascist groups, or Antifa, are a subset of the anarchist movement and focus on issues involving racism, sexism, and anti-Semitism, as well as other perceived injustices. Weird phrasing, and as well as other perceived injustices, which would mean that sexism, racism, and anti-Semitism are perceived injustices by the definition of this fucking website, which is kind of bullshit. Just poor phrasing. I'm sure that's not what they mean, but it's very poor phrasing. But even then, like, what the fuck are these other perceived injustices, you know? Have to deal with fucking Klansmen, which that's a fucking thing in this goddamn state. Dealing with fucking neo-Nazis, that's a fucking thing in this state. You know, dealing with neo-Confederates, that's a fucking thing on this goddamn website. Or on this website. It's on this website, but also in this fucking state. There's a bullet point underneath that. It says, self-described Antifa groups have been established across the United States and in several major cities, including New York, Philadelphia, Chicago, and San Francisco. A majority of New Jersey-based anarchist groups are affiliated with the Antifa movement and are opposed to fascism. Fascism is in fucking quotes, which, again, you know, Nazis are modeled after the fucking fascists of Italy. So it's like, how the fuck are they not fascists? Racism and law enforcement. Yeah. Law enforcement, not the greatest in New Jersey. Bunch of fucking entitled dickheads are cops. You know, fucking, I've had personal experience that has been very shitty, and I'm white. Imagine the black people, or the fucking Hispanic people, or the Asian people. Imagine their fucking, you know, conversations with the fucking police. Anywho, Antifa groups coordinate regionally and have participated in protests in New York City and Philly. There are 3 loosely organized chapters in New Jersey, known as the North Jersey Antifa, the South Jersey Antifa, and the Hub City Antifa, New Brunswick, and parentheses, Middlesex County. In December 2016, a group known as the Anti-Fascist Action Nebraska engaged in a doxing campaign. Doxing is where you reveal people's, you know, information. It's a prominent member of the American Vanguard, a white supremacist organization. I'd argue that's not a bad thing. It's maybe a morally questionable thing. You know, because what the fuck's that going to make the Nazis do? But then again, it's like, you need to kind of know who the fuck the Nazis are, so... The group published his personal information on several social media platforms and posted flyers on the University of Nebraska Omaha campus calling for his expulsion. On March 28th, a small fight occurred between Antifa members and supporters of the U.S. president during a rally in Seaside Heights, parentheses, Ocean County. Donald Trump is what you mean. The guy who stokes hatred against, Muslims, Arabs, Hispanics, Asians, black people, etc. Because of advanced publicity about the event on social media, local and state law enforcement officers were able to keep altercations to a minimum. News section. Antifa inciting violence toward far-right extremists. It's basically, by your definition of Antifa, which is basically two extremist fucking groups fighting each other. You can just keep it penned off away from society, and whoever fucking wins is the winner. What I'm about to read is in bold. Blah, blah, blah. Violent confrontations between Antifa members and white supremacists, as well as militia groups linked to the fucking white supremacists, will likely continue because of ideological differences and Antifa's ability to organize on social media. That's where the bold ends, but there's another part of the paragraph that isn't in bold. In the past year, Antifa groups have become active across the United States, employing a variety of methods to disrupt demonstrations. Then there's a picture that says, clashes between Antifa and the Traditionalist Workers' Party members at a rally in Sacramento, California. Now, for those of you who don't know what the fuck the Traditionalist Workers' Party is, it's basically it's a neo-Nazi group, and they even use very similar language to a group that was the progenitor to the National Socialist movement, which was the German Workers' Party. And that turned into the National Socialist Party, the Nazis. And they also use very similar iconography to what the fucking German Workers' Party and the Nazis used and continue to use. It's also headed by a guy whose name is fucking escaping me. It's Matt Heimbach. That's what it is. It's Matt Heimbach, who's a fucking raging dickhead. So, just saying, the Trad Workers' Party, not fucking great people. On April 18th, following the Patriots' Day free speech rally in Berkeley, California, which turned violent, an Antifa member wrote, "Every Nazi that gets punched is a victory. We must realize that these days are going to become more and more common unless we put a nail in this coffin once and for all." I agree with that. On March 29th, as a response to an Antifa post on social media, a national militia group wrote in an online article, presumably on the Daily Stormer or Stormfront. Whenever their kind, Antifa, in brackets, assumes power, individual freedom, including of speech and worship, is brutally suppressed. I love that whenever they get into power, but you just are trying to say that they don't have the right to fucking say shit, so it's like you're just as bad, if not worse, than the fucking Antifa. And, freedom of speech and worship goes to a fucking point. And when you're goose-stepping and calling for ethnic cleansing and bullshit, your right to say shit kind of starts to diminish. Beginning in March, the Philadelphia Antifa chapter used Facebook to encourage followers to disrupt a Make America Great Again event in Philadelphia, which I would argue is akin to a fucking Hitler rally, but that's just me, event in Philadelphia, resulting in over 300 participants. It's almost as if people don't fucking like the whole Make America Great Again fucking crap. Antifa's presence resulted in law enforcement shutting down the event early for safety concerns. Yeah, the fucking Make America Great Again fucking people had no fucking hand in that either. Donald Trump, if Donald Trump can say, both parties, I can fucking say that shit. And I'd argue that the fucking white supremacists are more prone to violence. As of May, a manual on how to form an Antifa group, posted on a well-known anarchist website in February, had approximately 13,500 views. On February 1st, the University of California, Berkeley canceled a controversial speaker's appearance. They mean Milo Yiannopoulos. I don't know why you wouldn't use his name unless you didn't want to fucking mention the guy that he's a fucking worthless piece of shit. Also, it's the whole him advocating for pedophilia and, him being just a raging dickhead and fucking... speaker's appearance following a protest by approximately 100 Antifa members. In response, far-right extremists assembled at a free speech rally, which Antifa members disrupted, presumably because they fucking think they're fascists, resulting in 10 arrests and 7 injuries. Additionally, on April 15th, Antifa and far-right extremists clashed at a demonstration, leading to 23 arrests and 11 injuries. And recent anarchist and white supremacist confrontations. Before I get to the bullet points, there's 2 pictures, right? So, there are 4 pictures. There's 2 pictures, but they're split into 2, so they're technically 4 pictures. On one side it says, there's a picture of a guy doing, Zig Heil. And it says, a protester at the April 15th rally in Berkeley, California. Quite clearly a fucking Nazi. So it's a pro, whatever the fuck the shit was going on. It's the people who... We'll get to that. And then, beside that is apparently a patch, and it's Antifa propaganda, targeting the alt-right movement. And I kind of want to make and get this on a shirt. It says, "Good night, alt-right," and it's like a fucking neo-Nazi on the ground, and Antifa is like rearing up to punch the motherfucker in the head. Then there's another, it says, NJ Antifa flyer distributed in response to recent KKK recruitment flyers. Antifa members, and then there's a picture of a bunch of people in, black and wearing stuff covering their face. Antifa members typically wear all black clothing and cover their faces with bandanas or masks. The whole Nazi bullshit. Not the repercussions of, opposing Nazis. That's what I meant to say. Now to the bullet points. On February 11th, members of the 211 crew, or the 211 Boot Boys, a white supremacist gang, weird name, allegedly attacked 2 brothers at a New York City bar after seeing a New York City anti-fascist sticker on the back of one of the victims' cell phones, according to New York authorities. Yeah, it's the fucking Antifa that started shit, right? Just having a fucking sticker causes the fucking Klansmen neo-Nazis to fucking beat the shit out of these 2 fucking people. In June 2016, 300 counter-protesters, including anarchist extremists, attacked 25 members of the white supremacist Traditionalist Workers' Party with knives, bottles, bricks, and concrete from a construction site while rallying at the California State Capitol in Sacramento, injuring 10. And I'm not going to shed a fucking tear. Make Nazis afraid again. That's a fucking phrase we should get trending. Make Nazis afraid again. Make Klansmen afraid again. Good night alt-right, Nazi punks fuck off, Apparently this page has 260 likes. There's a PDF, which I'm kind of tempted to download. Open in another page. Squarespace. How big is the fascist, the anarchist, extremist Antifa? It's not loading. Anywho, yeah, that's wish there were comments so I could read the comments. But yeah, it's just to me that's the phrasing. Some of that shit is weird to me, just to me. You know, I'm just a weirdo, I guess. Just a weirdo. Fuck it, I don't fucking know. Anywho, ta-ta, everybody. Have a wonderful day.